Warning: the following video has not been approved by the Comic Code Authority and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Comic Assassin. It's Labor Day. Hope all of y'all had a great weekend. I hope most of y'all get the day off for Labor Day, get to celebrate, spend time with your family, read some comics, just love life. But if you have to work, make that money. Ain't nothing wrong with that, y'all. Today's Monday. This is the day where I drop some comic book news on y'all about what's been going on over the past week, and also what you might want to be looking out for this upcoming Wednesday when you roll up to your local comic book shop, or if you have to do pre-ordering online, whatever the case may be. Just what are the hot books that you might want to be looking out for? So let's go ahead and jump into it. There's not really a lot of news this week, unfortunately. But the biggest news was probably that Joker movie, right? The final trailer finally just dropped. And, whew, I'm going to say one thing. I've been on the fence with the Joker movie. With all the interviews saying that the movie's not going to really follow the comics and stuff like that. As a comic lover, that kind of put me off. But man, that last trailer, I'm sold. I am sold. I am in 100% on this movie. It might bomb, but man, it looks freaking awesome. This looks like the type of movie that we've actually been needing surrounding a DC character. Alright, I mean, it looks exciting, it looks tragic, looks depressing, right? But it looks fun. Like, it's everything that I really would want from a freaking Joker movie as a standalone movie. So yeah, I am super pumped about Joker. And that's mainly where all the news has been on. There's also been some articles about Joaquin Phoenix. Apparently was starting to lose his marbles a little bit while playing the Joker, which, made me question, like, is there something, psychological that happens to people while they're playing the Joker? I mean, you look at the Heath Ledger unfortunate incident, and then, Joaquin Phoenix is over here and he's starting to go loopy playing the Joker. Like, man, that's kind of rough. So hopefully there's no long-term effects. He makes it through it. But, man, I'm super stoked about this freaking movie. Just a little interesting side note there. Other than that, people are still whining and crying about Spider-Man, the MCU, Sony stuff that happened. There's all these boycotts now. People are boycotting Sony until they bring Spider-Man back into the MCU. I mean, if you feel that strongly about it, boycott it. It's not going to make a dang bit of difference, but, boycott it. To me, I still think they can pump out a whole bunch of good movies, whether he's in the MCU or not. That's just my opinion. But this also comes upon the heels of, I guess they're doing their extended cut release back in theaters. And people are like, no, we're not going to go see that until you bring it back to the MCU. And that's fine. Everybody's going to have their own opinion on this. To me, my opinion is, I think it's a punk move to put these extended versions re-released out in theaters. Like, with the Endgame re-release that they did, punk move, man. Like, they gave you what? They gave you some interviews before the movie, maybe one or two, some finished, some non-finished scenes in the movie. And with this, with the Spider-Man movie, they're going to give you 4 additional minutes. 4 additional minutes of footage. Is that really worth going back to the theater and rewatching? No. In my opinion, no. And that used to be the beauty of buying a DVD. You used to get the theatrical cut, the director's cut, all the deleted scenes, additional scenes, stuff like that. That used to be one of the advantages of buying a freaking DVD. Right? And now it's like, no, we'll just put it back out there. We'll get people to just pump out money to watch 4 additional minutes. I'm passing on that, y'all. It just seems like a money grab, in my opinion. But yeah, that controversy will continue to go on, I'm sure, throughout for weeks to come. But other than that, the only other thing is kind of like show related. There's a rumor that Green Lantern might be getting his own HBO show. All right, so on HBO, there's talks of Green Lantern. Now, honestly, I don't know enough if they're talking about animated, live action, I don't even think any filming has happened yet, but that's the rumor. So if you're a Green Lantern fan, you might have something to look forward to when it comes to HBO. But the other rumor that I saw, and this is kind of interesting, is based on the WandaVision. So the WandaVision is one of the MCU, this next phase, Disney live streaming shows. And the theory that I've been hearing is that basically Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, right, is basically going to be blaming Doctor Strange for Vision's death. And that in this WandaVision, it's basically going to be Wanda and Vision, but Vision's still dead. But like she's seeing him like kind of as a ghost, and they're interacting in this outer plane type of way. But basically, she blames Doctor Strange for his death, and she's supposed to roll over into the Doctor Strange movie. So that's kind of interesting to me. So I'm looking forward to see how, what they're working on, and if that actually, comes to be. Because that would be a pretty, intricate storyline there. But that's it. That is it for news. Everything else is so freaking controversial. Like, actually, there was... Going through the comic book news this week was just like really, really, really... Like, simple things like Bisha K, who's supposed to be playing our next Miss Marvel. There's this big controversy about her because basically as soon as it was announced she was going to be Miss Marvel, she deleted like 5,000 tweets. And because she is a known strong feminist, has made a lot of comments about, against white males and things like that. So, controversial stuff. There's that. There's the Batwoman trailer just came out, and that re-sparks the whole controversy about Batwoman and the whole lesbian thing, which honestly, I could care less if Batwoman's a lesbian. I just don't want it to be marketed as that. But it re-sparks the whole controversy. Even though, I will say, in the trailer, like the whole cowl they gave her looked really silly. I'm probably not going to watch it regardless, just because I'm a Batwoman fan. But I might check it out. I'm not gonna boycott it because she's a lesbian. All right, that's not the case. But other stuff like speaking of that, like Kevin Feige or Feige, that's how I like to pronounce it. Talked about the first real openly gay character is coming to the MCU in the Eternals movie. All right. Now, apparently, and I found this funny. They called that one guy that was in the Endgame movie, they called him the Crying Man, that was in the Steve Rogers support group, and he was gay. I mean, like, who cares, really? But they called that a gay cameo, right? But that was a gay cameo. This is the real first gay character in the MCU. It'd be funny? What if they made the first openly gay character in the Eternals movie the Black Knight? Alright, wouldn't that, to me, I would find that freaking hilarious, because everybody's been talking about Black Knight, which, I did too. Like, I'm excited to see Black Knight on the big screen. I love Kit Harington. I would think he's going to do a great job. But wouldn't it be freaking hilarious if they made the Black Knight the first openly gay character in the MCU? I mean, I'm sure people don't agree with me, but I mean, and I say that because let's not be disillusioned. All right. Besides that announcement that the Black Knight is coming, you could have asked 100, you could ask 1,000, you could ask 10,000 people. What are your top 20 characters in the MCU or the Marvel Universe? Period. Black Knight's not going to be one of them. Black Knight has never had a single run that's gone beyond 5 issues. It's not a character a lot of people care about. Let's just be honest. All right? I still think he's a cool character. I think he's going to be good on the screen. Right? But yeah, I can see the MCU doing some stuff like that. And man, there's going to be backlash if they did, I know. But sometimes the drama is fun. But yeah. But even that, then they have like the Falcon, the show The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. like there's controversy about that now. Like basically the show was surrounding how the government didn't want the Falcon to take on the role of Captain America because they didn't want Captain America to be replaced. And now the news or the rumors are that it's racially motivated. So yeah, there's just like, I'm dropping all this stuff because it's stuff that I'm reading. I'm reading on different sources. Like really, do we not have anything better to do? Like, everybody's going to have their own opinions. At the end of the day, I just want good comic books to read, and I want good movies and shows to watch. Alright, you know, if you want to put in some agenda stuff here and there, that's fine. You want to hate it because of your own agenda, that's fine. But man, like, it gets aggravating. It really does. It gets aggravating. But yeah, that's the news for this week. Alright, there wasn't really a lot. The only other thing that I did see that was kind of cool is that they're talking about the Venom issue number 21, which is about to come out in October. This is actually the only good book news that I saw this week. It's got a sweet looking cover, and it's got this cover where it looks like there's the Venom skull, and you see a lass in Venom Island. And this is kind of I wouldn't say homage, but kind of, but also a reference to Amazing Spider-Man 347. So if you remember the Amazing Spider-Man 347 cover where you got Venom holding the Spider-Man skull, you know, and he's speaking somewhat Shakespearean. So there's that kind of tie-in. Alright, so if you don't have Amazing Spider-Man 347, I'd go get it now because everything that Kate's references usually heats up. But they're also saying that there's might be like the death of Venom. So I see a lot of people saying that. Now, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think Venom's going to be a character that's going to be killed off, especially not long term. But they're saying that this might be like a death of Venom storyline. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's all the news that I really have for this week. Sorry for all the controversial stuff because like I really don't like reporting on stuff like that. Because, you know, it's tomatoes, you know, like I said, give me good books, give me good stuff to watch. Everything else is on the side. But these are the books that I think you should be picking up this week. There's a lot of stuff coming out this week. We'll start with the indies. So from the indies, we have Everything #1 from Dark Horse Comics. The basic premise is like this new store opens up at the mall and they sell everything. But some wicked stuff starts happening. People are thinking that it has something to do with the store. It seems interesting. I may or may not pick it up, but it is a #1. If you like it, pick it up. Triage #1 is coming out, also from Dark Horse. This is another one that it seems like it has kind of an interesting concept. It's about someone, forgive me if I don't recall the whole synopsis, but someone wakes up, they're in the future, and there's like these clones of them or something like that, and something's hunting them. It seems like an interesting storyline, but from what I've heard, this is one that it might take you like the first 2 issues to kind of really understand what's going on, which I'm not a huge fan of that. If it's really confusing the first issue, I'm usually sold. I'm usually done by for issue 2. But that one's coming out. I'm Going to the Chapel #1. This is from Danger Zone. I don't really read a lot of Danger Zone, even though I was a Full Moon Productions kid growing up. I grew up watching Puppet Master, Demonic Toys. See, that's the kind of shit I was watching when I was in elementary school. But I haven't really read a lot of their comics. It seems interesting. It kind of reminds me of the scene in Kill Bill, when she's getting married in the wedding chapel, that kind of scenario. But yeah, that's one you might want to check out. Midnight Vista #1 from Aftershock. And this is one when I saw the cover, I was like, yeah, I'll pass. But it's about alien abduction. But apparently this has something, at least it's being advertised as having something to do with the author's life. Like it's based on a real story type of thing. So yeah, it makes me a little more intrigued in reading Midnight Vista #1. Then we have Pretty Deadly Rat #1, which comes from Image. I think it's a beautiful cover, and the synopsis probably has the smallest synopsis I've ever seen for a comic book. Basically, it's talking about the evil dark side of Hollywood. And I wish I could tell you more, but that's basically what the synopsis says. It's like a sentence-long synopsis for a book. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a cool cover. I might flip through it first before I buy it. But yeah, that's one that's on my radar. I'm half throughout Redneck number 23, also from Image, because it's Redneck. I love me Donny Cates. That's my book for the read. I love me some Redneck. But my two top books for indies this week, I'd say Spawn 300. All right, now I'm going with cover A on this one. There's several other covers you can pick from. Pick the cover that you like and be happy with it. I wouldn't go crazy or anything like that. It's going to have probably a pretty big print run on this. It's got a pretty big price tag on it, $7.99, but it's also like a 70-page something comic, so you're getting your money's worth. But yeah, I'm going with cover A all day long. But my next one, and this is probably my big spec book of the week, and that is Something is Killing the Children, number 1. And this is coming from Boom Studios, and I'm going with, I believe it's cover C, that Jenny Friesen cover. I think it's a sweet looking cover. Most of the variants, and maybe even the regular cover, I'm not sure, are sold out online currently. But yeah, that is my book for the week, is that Something is Killing the Children. Try to grab it if you can. Now rolling on to DC. Now DC had a pretty heavy week as far as I'm concerned. They had that Batman 181 facsimile cover. I believe the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Definitely one to grab if that's a book that you want in your collection, but you don't want to know you're not going to be able to get the original one day. Go pick that one up. The Batman vs. Ra's al Ghul number 1 is coming out. This is one that I might pass on, but if you're a Neil Adams fan, this is definitely a book that you want to pick up. I saw some of the insides of it, and I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But once again, if you're a Neil Adams fan, this might be one you want to pick up. Doomsday Clock, number 11 is coming out. So 11 of 12 is finally here. And like always, I can't remember what happened in 10 because it's been so long since the last one came out. But I've really liked these reads. So I'm definitely picking up Doomsday Clock, number 11. We have Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, number 1, coming out. And so this is going to be a book about them also facing issues, but they're exploring their relationship. Now, and I'm sorry, I think Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are one of the hottest couples in comics right now. All right, I do. I think it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I love it. So yeah. See, I'm supportive of stuff, right? Yeah, let Harley and Poison Ivy be lesbians. I dig it. That's hot, all right? But with the covers, what I did not like with this book is that cover A is cool, but if you look at the two cardstock covers, B and C, they're beautiful covers, but they're connecting covers. So which means you would have to buy 2 copies of the same book with different covers for them to get them to connect. I don't like that at all. I don't like it was DC, Marvel, or anybody doing crap like that. But there are some pretty sweet covers. So if you don't happen to like cover A, but you may like Harley more or Poison Ivy more, you can pick up one of those additional variants. But my 2 big DC books, I'm going to say number 1 is Legion of Superheroes Millennium. Number 1 comes out. Now, this is supposed to have some deeper ties in with what's going on in the DC universe right now. So yeah, which can be really, convoluted, so I won't go into more in depth than that, but that's definitely one that I would try to pick up, especially if you're a DC fan, you've been following a lot of what's been going on. But my next one from DC is Deceased, A Good Day to Die, number 1. Me personally, I love that Putri homage to the Conjuring movie. It's got the tree and it's got a little Batman suit hanging down. I think it's a sweet looking cover. What I really like about this is it's still dealing with the whole Deceased theme, but it's dealing with a different team. So basically it's like Mr. Terrific getting like Mr. Miracle, Constantine, Booster Gold, like Big Barda, and you're seeing what other characters are dealing with during this whole deceased outbreak and crisis that's going on. The only thing I'm a little sketchy on is that Tom King's writing it. So, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tom King, to me, sometimes he can do a good job. Sometimes he kills it in a bad way. So, that's the only thing that I'm on the fence on. But otherwise, I'm definitely picking up Deceased. A Good Day to Die, #1. Now, rolling into Marvel. Absolute Carnage, Scream #2 comes out. I'm going with that the Mark Bagley connecting cover on that one. Continue on with the Absolute Carnage. They have the Symbiote Spider-Man, and I love that Greg Land cover A with the camera. I think it's a sweet looking cover. Now, when I saw this one, I was kind of intrigued because if you've been following the Symbiote Spider-Man, that deals with the untold stories of like back in the day when Spider-Man had the black suit. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to, put Carnage in that storyline or in that timeline. So that's definitely one I might want to check out. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man Going Big #1. This is a Conway and Bagley book. I'm not a huge fan of the Larson cover, even though I don't hate it. It's kind of old school like for me, which is why I kind of like it. But I wasn't like, blown back by anything. But yeah, I'm interested to see some old, Amazing Spider-Man people come in, do a little story, and see what they have in store for us. As a Spider-Man fan, I'm definitely going to be picking up that one. But my two big books for Marvel, and they're really no surprise, Immortal Hulk 23 is coming out this week. And I actually just heard that 24 and 25 have been pushed back even further for their release. So I don't know why, but those are not going to be coming out for a minute. But 23 is coming out this week. I love that Alex Ross cover, but I do really like the Immortal wraparound cover that shows the Harpy type thing. Now, they did a lot of these wraparound covers this week in Marvel, like a lot of the Fantastic Four variants were these wraparound covers. I think that most of them are done pretty good. I particularly like the one for Immortal Hulk, but I think I'm still going to go with Alec Ross all day long on these covers. But the next big one is House of X. Alright, you can't go with House of X. Me, I'm going with that Molina connecting cover. Those connecting covers to me have been some of the hottest covers when it comes to cover price books. So yeah, I'm really much looking forward to seeing what's going on and continuing the saga of the whole Powers of 10 House of X stuff. But yeah, that's it. There's a lot of books coming out. Like I said, even though I list all these books, I'm not picking up each one of them because I'm not made of money. But, those are the books that are on my mind. Let me know what you're going to be picking up. All right, I would love to hear, what books you like from of my picks, which ones you don't like and why. Because some of these books, I just know what I feel. Like, I feel like this might be a good book or it might be a good read. Some of you might be following the storyline a little bit more intense. And you can say, yeah, this isn't a good story. It is a great story. I'd like to get some of y'all's input. But with that being said, hope all of y'all have a great week. And when it comes to this Wednesday, I wish all of y'all happy hunting.